Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dorian.
Good morning. I'll call the meeting of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Committee to order. Our first item on the agenda is to approve the CPC terms for the use of the portion of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund monies provided by CPC. I've reviewed the document with town council, and he tells me that it is, in line with the state law, so that we have to do this regardless. Are there
Sounds
any
good to me.
questions?
This is good progress. Thank you. Good. Thanks also, Kathy, for a lot of work to help make this happen.
Yes, agreed. So is there a motion to approve the terms of the CPC transfer?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Do we need a roll call, or can we do this by show of hands?
Roll call on Zoom.
On Zoom.
Okay, on Zoom, okay. Dennington?
Aye.
Stivers?
Aye.
Landry?
Aye.
Cook?
Aye.
Hamilton? Aye. Okay, the second.
Dorian.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Dorian, I'm sorry. Dorian?
Aye.
Okay. My apologies.
No worries.
And Bill Boland's not here, I guess.
I don't see him. To the
Not here.
You froze there for a minute, Al.
It's still frozen. So Al, you may need to go out and come back in if you can hear us.
You have a vice chair.
You have a
Andrew,
phone number for
Andrew,
him?
can you text him and see if he can hear us? I've got my phone too. I can text him if you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he popped out. Maybe he'll come right back in.
If Al's internet is bad, can he come in via speakerphone to run the
He's
meeting?
back.
no, this is
good.
a computer problem I have that I've got to fix. It's
Okay.
it-
All right, good. You're back.
So
with us.
sorry about that. It's not an internet problem. So the motion is to approve the transfer of $192,000 and change to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Any discussion?
Is there a second? Did we move?
Okay. Cook? We'll take a
So
vote.
I second, and then I will vote. Aye.
Stivers?
Aye.
Jasinski?
Aye.
Landry?
Aye.
Dennington?
Aye.
Hamilton? Aye. A question I have for the board is whether you want to authorize the chair to accept the transfer of funds in the future without having the necessity of having a meeting.
Do we anticipate this happening more than once per year, or?
Andrew, we're hoping that by the time we get to the March 2024 town meeting, that and we're not there yet by any stretch of imagination, that we will have agreed with CPC for this to be an automatic transfer each year, including sweeping in what's in the Affordable House Trust Fund buckets right now, which is another $500,000. So we're hoping it's going to be automatic, but we're not there yet. So maybe we do this as a backup plan to.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason to do that is I've got to go sign some papers and it's just administratively simpler, but I have no dog in the fight one way or the other. If the board wants to meet and discuss before doing that, that's fine by me too.
No, I'm in that case, I'm comfortable with it.
Me too.
Now, what
Right.
could happen, Al, is, for example, with what we're about to talk about, we could find a project that needed to be funded quickly and we needed more money from the CPC bucket. So then that might be a case where between town meetings, if the town meeting vote doesn't go through, that you would need to get the money moved over quickly after CPC approved. So I'm all for this, so to, again, try to be more efficient and not have meetings to do administrative stuff.
All right, then is there a motion to authorize the chair to accept the transfer of CPC funds?
I'm sorry, could I just, sorry, this would
Oh.
be any chair, you or any chair henceforward, correct?
Of course, yes,
All right.
yes.
So move.
Second,
Any further discussion? Okay, then we'll take a vote. Stivers,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Jasinski,
Aye.
Dennington,
aye.
Landry.
Aye.
Okay, very good. All right.
Anderson?
I have, the next item on our agenda is a discussion of sort of how we proceed. And I'm going to just pull up a, all right. And now I need some technical assistance. I have a quick presentation. How do I take over screen and have it show up on the screen?
I'm going to make you a co-host, Al, and then you can click the green share screen.
Oh,
button
okay, yep.
at the bottom, and then just click on the slides you want to bring up. So give me 1 second. Do you see that share screen
I
button?
see it, yep.
Excellent. Now we can see the slides.
All right. So just to sort of review, come on. Our job, our job is to facilitate and create affordable housing in our community. And as a board, we actually have broad authority to acquire and dispose of property and to use the funds for construction, renovation, and other activities to create support programs. And we have all 16 powers under the model state law. And as you know, we also have, because we are largely funded by CPA, we also have to operate within the CPA restrictions. And so we've got sort of three sort of philosophical options that we need to at least have a discussion about which we want to pursue and which we want to, and how we want to proceed. We could be purely a funding vehicle, which is to say we could offer grants and subsidies to entities that are providing affordable housing. We don't need to necessarily be involved in the actual production. Some communities, for example, have offered grants to first-time home buyers. We could do something like that, provided they meet, certain income guidelines. So we could be a pure funding vehicle, not have to, get our hands dirty with the business of actually producing housing. We could be a site acquirer where we work with a private developer that was either for-profit or not-for-profit, and that could be a rehab, it could be new, or it could be actually the purchase of an existing home and then simply turning it into an affordable home or an existing building. The private entity may end up owning the site in that case, owning the property and reselling it, which is something that they can do, or they could be renting it. And tenant qualification, so there are income qualifications and other qualifications that need to be done. And that can be done by a third party, or or we could do it through a municipal department. And it can be rentals, it can be condos, it can be family. And the third option is we could be a site acquirer and developer as a municipal operation. And so I'm just curious as to how other folks see this task and think and want to think about how we would proceed with in terms of prioritizing opportunities.
Al,
Yes.
I have a comment. I think that it sort of depends, in my view, on specific circumstances, opportunities that arise here. And the only one that I'm much less eager for is option 3 here. I don't think it makes a lot of sense for the town to get in the business of developing, building housing as a developer, basically. But I could see either of the first two being appropriate for particular opportunities that might arise here. So that's sort of where I start. I don't think we necessarily need to, pick one and say, this is what we're going to do. But if I had to pick at least 2, I'd do 1 and 2 and keep 3 off the list, at least for the time being.
I agree with Sam wholeheartedly. 3 in out, we always started looking at what it's going to cost to redevelop Neary, and it's $750 a square foot because of all of the state laws you've got to comply with for prevailing wage, et cetera. So I don't want 3 either. I think keeping 1 and 2 on the table, depending on circumstances, is the right thing to do. Sam and I went to a CPC meeting recently where they were reviewing the report that was done by MAPC to the Affordable House Trust. And they spent a lot of time basically being pretty unhappy that all the work that they've done in the last few years seems to have been ignored as far as people they've brought in to show us ways that you can leverage our money. And that's where I think we need to focus is leverage, so that for every dollar we've got, we get, $10 back from someone else, so that you get so much more done than you would if you were just funding it completely. I mean, we've got $1 million, right, in between CPC and Affordable House Trust Fund currently. But with prices today, yeah, that would build something, but it wouldn't build a lot. And so I like the idea of keeping the flexibility that 1 and 2 offer us. But knowing that the way to really do this is to leverage our money with outside firms, the habitats, things like that. They gave one example, and Sam, I don't know if you remember where it was, maybe Chatham, where someone leveraged it $1 for every 50, which sounds to me pie in the sky, but they can do it fine. But if you can leverage 1 to 10, you get $10 million worth of projects for our $1 million. And to me, that's far better than trying to take our $1 million and do the project ourselves from beginning to end using much higher cost than a private entity, whether it's exempt or not, could use.
Agreed. Yep.
All right.
And I'll just quickly chime in. I agree too, and I think that's one of the obstacles about why we've had some opportunities that haven't moved forward. Is it just when we're confronted with some of the upfront costs of undertaking a large project that doesn't look like we're getting a lot of bang for the buck. So I think actually the first option there is very interesting. That's the one that I hadn't really considered before.
All right. Any other thought? This is really discussion. I don't think there's a vote that's particularly required.
I also agree with Sam.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That kind of essentially what you're doing is pointing me in a particular direction, which I think is appropriate in this case. And so I think we have sort of a consensus on the direction we want to head, and we'll go from there. All right. That then brings us to the next subject, which is I think we're going to correct me what the proper procedure is, but I believe we need to have a motion to adjourn and enter into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
With the intent not to return to open session.
Yes, with the intent not to return. Yes, Andrew.
Just as a point of clarification order, I think that you should specify in the form of the motion what exemption you're,
Sure.
yeah.
Al, if you'll just
So-
read what's in the agenda, that should be what you need.
Yeah, it's just the form is to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing negotiation strategy with respect to the purchase of real property.
Under exception.
Yeah, and not returning to open session.
And not returning to open session, yes.
Under exemption 6.
Thank you. Okay,
So is that
any
the motion?
discussion?
So I second the motion.
Sam seconded.
Okay.
No
Dennington?
discussion.
Andrew?
Aye.
Cook?
Aye.
Jasinski?
Aye.
Landry?
Aye.
Aye.
Hamilton? Aye. All right,
Okay, so
so,
now we just need to lock the webinar, and Melanie will stay on to take minutes for you if you would like her to.
oh, bless her heart, yes.
Okay,
Please, please.
okay. Give us 1 second to lock the webinar.